You know, North by Northwest is one of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movies. It also happens to be one of my favorite parts of Michigan's Mitten. I actually heard that Cary Grant's from there.
No.
Oh.
Well, that may not be true, but what is true is that Northwest Lower Michigan is one of the most pleasing places you can put your person on the entire planet. And if Cary Grant was from here, he'd be plenty proud.
You could spend a lifetime loving this part of our great state. But we've only got a half hour, so let's get her going.
Northwest Lower Michigan is located in the upper part of, oh, this is silly. You know where it is.
You know, usually when we tell you about a great historic place where you can shop, eat, stay, and play, we're talking about an entire town. But this time, it's a general store. Well, it's that and a whole lot more.
If walls could talk, this place would be a prolific purveyor of the past. The Horton Bay General Store in Boyne City goes all the way back to 1876. So there's more history and folklore here than you can shake a time machine at. Chip Loringer is the owner of this Michigan treasure. And for over 15 years, he's helped keep what he calls the old girl going.
What possessed you to possess this incredible place?
My wife and I asked each other that after we bought it. Says, what did we go and do?
Oh, you waited until after you bought it.
Yeah, no. We walked in with the intent to buy the building next door. She came in here to look around and came walking out with a smile on her face, and I knew I was in trouble at the time. She said, guess what? I said, what? She says, it's for sale. And I went, you know how your heart just kind of sinks, you know you're done.
Yeah.
But I have to say that when we walked in, it felt like putting on an old shoe.
Oh, yeah.
So comfortable. And if there's spirits in here, they're benevolent. It just felt good.
When we walked in here, you can feel the history. If that floor could talk, oh my gosh. Yeah. Because this place is, what, 150,
141.
141 years old. As soon as I walked in, I tried to picture what it must have been like back around the time it was built here.
The historical aspect of that, it was built the same month and same year as the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Wow.
Throwing that into historical perspective really puts more, to me, more to the building.
So people, I mean, I'm sure everybody came here for their provisions. Back then, it wasn't you go to the store to buy, it was your provision.
They came here for their provisions. Both walls on each side were actually lined floor to ceiling with that old kind of roller ladder that they would go pick things off. Yeah. So yeah, it was the center of this whole, you know, probably a couple square miles.
Now, Hemingway has a history here, I understand. I see his picture all over the place. His wife, he and his wife in the back.
He and his wife in the back. Hemingway spent from 6 months old to about 18 up here. The family had homes over on Walloon Lake. The father had a farm about 2 miles away. And when Hemingway was about 6 years old, he would walk over here because he really fell in love with the village, and the people here accepted him. So he would come over here. There's a couple really good stories about him. He was hidden in the back room here, away from the game warden guys, because when he was a young teenager, he'd been poaching, so they came looking for him, and the shop owner hid him in the back room. So he had a big affinity for the village.
So if you've got any kind of a connection with Hemingway, this is a neat place to come.
Oh my gosh, we get people from literally all over the world.
And what you've done with this place is pretty extraordinary, because not only is it this authentic general store that serves, you know, you can actually get a malted milk here at the counter and buy things, but out back, tell me about the space out back.
The space out back, when we bought it, it was living quarters and storage. We developed into my ideal of an Irish pub.
Well, this place is so multi-dimensional because even given all that, upstairs is amazing what you've done upstairs with the bed and breakfast.
That's a matter of pride. I have a lot of pride, and I love showing it off. It's extremely Victorian. Again, we had to gut it.
Well, you're, what, the 27th owner?
I did count before you fellas showed up this morning. I think I'm actually about 29 or 30.
Owners
of owners, yeah. And we hold the longevity at it'll be 17 years. It'll be 17 years this month. To be able to take a building like this and preserve it and keep it, to me, it was a privilege to do it.
Well, the neat thing is you've put so much of yourself into this place that you're part of it now. So you'll be carried on as part of the history of this place.
Well, everybody would like to think they will leave a mark on the world. And this is my mark. At least my name will be in the history books for ownership of a piece of history.
At least you left a mark. I just left a spot.
Well, you've done well. You've done well.
Thanks. Tell my wife that, would you?
Tell your boss to give you a raise.
The Horton Bay General Store is a living, breathing part of Michigan's past that continues to make new history every day. And the great thing is, you can come here and be a part of it.
And who knows, in 100 years, there could be somebody in there telling tall tales about you. That's a scary thought.